The term passport bros and passport chos are all over social media. There are heaps of Western women throwing shades at these men, calling them rejects, lowlife, or broke. But we are not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about the reasons why your wife should be a Filipina.
Oh, well, you're just going to marry a Filipina and then she's going to leave you when you get sick or get old. Want to see your Social Security number. They want to know you have a house, how much you got here. And I ran into her and I couldn't help myself. What can I say? I would marry a heavyset guy because I've been starving my whole life. I know I'm going to eat if I'm with him. Don't make me cry again. I love you and I thank God for you every day. And I thank you.
Know that I am here always by your side, even if
This video is not about whether Filipinas are better than Western women or vice versa. It is not about the pros and cons of feminism. This is a story of a Western man who came to the Philippines to share his life with a younger Filipino woman who likewise wanted to share her life with him. It is about a Filipina who is representative of a culture of many, or even most Filipinas, their traditional traits, and how they might work in tandem with those traits of many Western men. Welcome to Shay Travels, although today we are not traveling. Instead, we are going to be talking about a hot topic that is all over social media. I am honored to have this beautiful couple to join us in today's video. She is 24 years old and married to a 61-year-old American. They have a beautiful daughter together.
I'm Monty, this is Arigel.
I am Arigel.
We're from Crew Family Philippines. We have a little family channel here in the Philippines.
I am 20, running 24 years old this coming May, and Monty is 61 years old. So Monty's been living here in the Philippines now for a half years.
Yeah, I've been coming over here since the late 70s, and then I've been married to Arigel for 5 years and spent a year here consistently for over a year, and then had to go back to the U.S., and then that's when COVID hit. And I was stuck for 2.5 years, and she was 5 months pregnant. Had to wait for our daughter to be born, and I was in America when that happened. Got to finally meet her when she was almost 3. It's just up to you. You know, if you meet a good woman in America or Europe or Australia or wherever that is, and you're happy, then that's great.
Passport bros or Joes have occurred throughout history, just as migration occurs from one land to another. I believe that there are wonderful men and women on both sides of the Pacific, all corners of the globe.
It just seems like when dating now in the U.S., I stayed single for 12 years just because I went out on a couple dates during that time, you know, and stuff, but the girls are just, I mean, it's like they want to see your Social Security number. They want to know what your credit rating is. Do you have a house? How much you got here? How much is this? How much? After all, one girl out said, after all your bills are, this is our first date, after all your bills are paid, at the end of the month, how much money is going to be left for me? Like, I'm going to give her everything I make after I pay my bills. And I was like, nah, that's not going to happen. I'm not saying American women are bad. I'm just saying the ones I ran into, that was the case. So. I just prefer the Christian nature of a Filipina, and it just, the family values of the Filipinos are much stronger than when I grew up as a kid in America in the 60s and 70s. Families were close. You know, it was the mother stayed home most of the time. Sometimes she worked, but most of the mothers stayed home. She took care of the kids and the groceries and cooking and whatever, and the husband went out and earned their living. And that was just a natural, I thought that was a natural way to grow up because that's the way I did grow up. Everything's totally changed with that. So I just decided that I was going to go to a different country and see if I could find somebody that I could relate to and could relate to me. I was actually looking for a girl maybe 40 or 50, but then I ran into her and I couldn't help myself. What can I say? She's a great woman, and she was everything I was looking for, and I want to go back to something that's a little different, but I was just talking with a friend of mine about this. And, you know, I came over here in the 80s, and I met a Providence girl from way in the mountains. Just happened to run into her at a mall, and I was talking to her, and she told me where she's from, and she still lives there. And she showed her house, a little tiny thing. And we saw while we were talking, we saw a couple there, and the guy was very heavy set, and the girl was, you know, holding his hand and hugging him and loving on him and stuff. And I asked the girl that I was talking to from the province, I said, why would the girl so pretty and young be with a heavyset guy that's older and not that good looking? She goes, well, my take on that, I would marry a heavyset guy because I've been starving my whole life. I know I'm going to eat if I'm with him. So,
mostly Filipina is a good parenting hood. As you can see, a lot of Filipina that are helping hand each other, especially to their child. Their child grow a very godly person, a cheerful person.
And as far as the parenting goes, our daughter, you know, back in the day, they used to say it takes a village to raise a child. Yeah. We literally live back in the jungle, I call it, and it's all family as far as you can see anywhere around us. So our daughter goes outside, she may run off and go to a neighbor's house, but it's somebody that we know, and she can't get out to the main road or anything like that. So I'll get a text on the phone, hey, Monty Faces over at our house, don't worry, you know. Or I can hear her playing over there, and I know everything's okay. So it's back like when I was a kid in the 60s in Texas. Families were so close. I would go to a neighbor's house and hang out there all the time, or they were at our house or whatever, all of us kids, we all hung out together. And if we got in trouble at their house, sometimes their parents would spank us and then send us home and call our parents, and we got a spanking when we got home. So you didn't get away with anything. And I think it's a lot like that here. You have the whole village mentality. Everybody's there for you. Everybody helps each other. It's a totally different situation than what we have in America now, to where you move into a house, you live there for 10 years, or an apartment or whatever. You live there for 10 years, you don't even know your neighbor. And your neighbor don't know you. One is because some people have bad attitudes, so they don't want to have anything to do with their neighbor, because then if they get in an argument, they got to live next door to each other. Everything has changed, and it's so sad in the Western culture now, I think. Yeah. I'm not bad-mouthing America, don't get me wrong, don't say that. But I'm just saying things have changed drastically, and I prefer this lifestyle over that one. And she's proved to me now even more, because I was an okay-looking guy when she met me, and I was strong and healthy and making good money, and now I'm not. And she's still there, and she's still beside me. So those folks that say, oh, well, you're just going to marry a Filipina and then she's going to leave you when you get sick or get old, that's not the case. And I honestly, after I had the 2 strokes and a heart attack, I didn't expect her to stay with me. I mean, honestly, I even talked to her and told her, you know, are you sure this is what you want? Because I don't want to ruin your life by, you know, you're 23 years old. Now you're with a man that I'm not going to be able to do the same things I did before, or make the money I did before, or this or that. Are you sure this is what you want? You know, because I don't want to ruin her life. And she told me, no, I loved you. I married you because I love you, and I'm staying with you. Nothing's going to change. The women over here they don't look for the same things as a woman maybe in a Western country would look for. They're looking for the money, they're looking for how you can better their life, not how they can better your life. And over here, I see the women are more about what they can do for you. And all these people that think, oh, it's just all about money. It's not, because I'm not rich by any means. And she's with me because she loves me, not because of what I can do for her. She's not all about her. What can you do for me? Can I have this much? Can I buy this? Can I buy that? One thing, when I met her, we went to Robinson Mall, and I seen a dress. Let me buy that dress, honey. It's only $30. No, I can get that in okay for $2. I don't need that. And that's just her mentality. And one time I sent her too much money in Western Union, according to her, and she wouldn't take it. I don't want it. I don't want that money from you. I don't want the money. I want you. No, she's a great woman. She takes great care of our daughter. She takes great care of me, even before the whatever, my strokes and heart attack. She's always been there for me. She's always been right beside me. We rode the bikes everywhere. We rode motorcycle together. We traveled all over the island, went to different places. We went to Manila, went to Cebu and everything. And she just, I don't know, she's just joyful to be around. Happy person inside and out. Yeah, she gets Tampo. Yeah, that's coming. Most of the 99% of the time, we don't have any issues. And it's just, when you go out, even if, I don't work anymore, of course, but if I go out to see my friends or go to a friend's house or whatever, when I come home, I'm happy to go home. I want to be with my wife and my daughter because, they're so sweet and so kind, and who wouldn't want to be around that,
It's not being a good parent too, but it is a good, you have a wife, you have a good wife, you have a good best friends in life that you're gonna share with you forever.
I would say the majority of the Filipinos are very good women.
Yeah,
there's those few that make it look bad for everyone because they're scammers or whatever.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, there's a lot of guys that scam a lot of girls too, of not money, but but
I think more than being a parenthood, it's about love and caring about a person that you are with, because with that, it's gonna last forever.
yes.
The Filipinos are very sweet.
Yeah.
They're the sweetest person in the world, I think.
Romantic.
Yes.
Yeah, they're very
Filipinos
romantic.
Yeah.
She made me a little thing that said "I love you" on our first anniversary, Valentine's. That's what it was, and it's so sweet. She was just always doing. It's not how much you spend on a gift for someone; it's what you thought you put into it.
Yeah,
and it was
effort.
just pictures of us together and everything, and it came out in a photo thing, and she framed it. And it said "I love you" with all of our pictures.
Yeah,
That took some effort to do, but it didn't cost much. So that's. I think she's. It's just like even with men, if you buy a woman a dozen flowers, that's very romantic and very nice. But sometimes just writing a note and putting it on the refrigerator. I love you. And she really loves me. A lot of these guys, just because a woman will sleep with you or this or that with you, doesn't mean they love you. Every one of you, if a woman loves you or not. Maybe you'll overlook all the bad signs and say, oh, well, she, the sex is great, this is great, that's great, and she wants to be with me. That's not always the truth. But if you know in your heart of hearts if she loves you or if she does not love you. So, a lot of the guys come over here and say, well, they ask me from our channel, or on my Facebook, how do you know she loves you? You're 60 years old and you ain't figured that out yet. I don't know what to tell you, I mean, if a person loves you or not. When we're walking through the mall, she's holding my hand. She's got her arm around me. She's introducing me to all of her friends, schoolmates, classmates, all this stuff. She's proud to be with me. She's not ashamed of me.
By showing your love. No. Yeah, that would. because I know Manti appreciated all of it. If you are in the public and like,
Oh yeah, in front of people.
yeah, in front of people and showing you that she loves you, and that was the most attractive to the Filipinos that are with a foreign guy.
Right, because they're proud to be with you. And it's on a little bit different level of it, but when a Filipino is with a foreign guy, it, not even if it's money involved or whatever, but it raises their status a little bit being with a foreign guy. And you know, she'd been proud to be with me. I think if she would have been in a relationship with a Filipino man, she wouldn't have been any different. She's very kind and loving to whoever, you know, with her other family members and stuff. She'll give them. She's tough with them sometimes. She's kind of like the matriarch of the family now, but her mother's no longer, you know, in the picture, and she went away. So, you know, she kind of became the boss of the family after her older sister got married and moved away. So, but I can't tell you how many different ways that she's romantic in everyday things. And she's a sweetheart to my daughter. My daughter loves this woman to death. And when she leaves, where's mommy? I want mommy. I'm like, what about daddy? You know, it's like, okay, I need my mommy back. You know, hey, mommy plays with her, gets down on the floor with her, and you know, treats her like a mother should treat a kid. Play with her and have fun with her, and be tough with her if she has to. You know? Teaches her all the time. You know, teaching her the alphabet, numbers, and all this stuff. And this kid, by the time she's going to get to school, she's going to already be past some of the other students because mommy's teaching her every day. It's how she treats me on an everyday basis and how she's there for me. You know, I mean, when I had my stroke, things were bad. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk very well. I couldn't think very well. And she had to take me to the bathroom, help me get onto the toilet or off of the toilet, or, you know. And she didn't have to clean me or anything, but I mean, it takes a lot of woman that a lot of love from her heart to be able to want to do that for you. And you know, now she's got a 3-year-old daughter she's got to take care of. And now she's got a 3-year-old husband she's got to take care of.
3 years old.
Except for the diapers, we were the same. You know, so that's my biggest thing. I would have said something probably differently a few years ago, but that's it now. I mean, she's 150% with me and behind me and helping me. And I try to do my little part, what I can in the house. But she's a wonderful human being, not just a wonderful wife. And what's your greatest attribute of being a Filipino? What would you tell the guys your greatest
I think my attitude. I think the way I like communicate to other people and the way how I care to other people.
Yes, I agree with that.
And for you, you are the most sweetest person in the world because you provide everything that we need every day, especially our daily lives. And
not as much now as I used to, but yes, we've had some people that have helped us out recently and helped me through to get to another spot. But yeah, the money's there, but thank you. I try to be sweet to you.
Not to be.
I know not to be. I know I have to be sweet to her because I don't want to see the tempo. No. Okay. First, I would say to the Western men, before you jump online and try to meet a bunch of girls and do all this kind of stuff, maybe this is what I did. I found Erigo. I never tried to look for another woman. Mm-hmm. Second step, you come to the Philippines and actually be with her. Go out on dates with her. See what type of person she is. Meet her family and find out what type of people they are. And don't do it for 3 weeks. I mean, try to stay for 6 months or a year even. I mean, you're going to change your life totally over, especially if you're going to move here. Or even if you're not going to move here. It's a good idea to spend a year with this lady that you plan on marrying and spending the rest of your life with. So let's come over here and get to know her, even if you're going to take her back to America. Come here, get to know her. You know, even if you have to stay 3 months and then come back and stay another 3 months, whatever, just really get to know her, because a lot of mistakes will be avoided by doing that, you know, because then you might find out you might have got a vasectomy and she wants to have a child. Mm-hmm. For you, that's not a big deal. For her, it's an ending for the relationship because she wants to have a child. So you need to know all of these things, and you're not going to know if she really loves you true in her heart until you're here and you're with her and you're beside her.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not going to know. Now, I'm not talking about sex. I'm just talking about holding her hand, walking around, getting to know her, having those romantic all-night conversations, you know, about your life and her life. That's what it's all about. And you're not going to get that online. You might find a good girl. She might be the girl, but come over here and spend some time with her. And don't be like a lot of these expats and try to line up 7 of them and then come over here and go through all of them before you decide. Get to know one before you come over.
I think for me, like as he said, know her, know the person that you are dating with, and know her life story and like what she wanted in life. Because maybe you are like compatible each other, or you are incompatible. So that is why that you have to know each other first. And then I think like about romantic nights. Mm-hmm. Romantic nights together, share a story, and plan for the future that you're share with this guy, or however this guy.
Ask her where she wants to be in 5 years. Mm-hmm. Maybe her thing is, I want to live in America and I want to be this. And then she asks you, what is your in 5 years? And you're thinking, I want to retire in the Philippines. So is this going to work out or not? Because you want to be over there, I want to be here. Well, what are we going to do? You know, spend 6 months here and 6 months here. Or, you know, the guy's got his heart set on, I don't want to be in the Philippines. She's got her heart set on, I want to go live in a Western country. So there's so many things. You can work some of that out online, you know, talking to each other. But those are just, and what she said about romance. And when that starts, that's wonderful. Whenever a guy's chasing a woman, he wants to be romantic. He wants to get her flowers. He wants to do all these things. Still keep doing that 5 years from now, 10 years from now.
He's gonna cry.
Don't make me cry again. I'm not gonna answer because I'm just gonna cry. No, she's, my message to her is I love you and I thank God for you every day. And I thank you for our beautiful daughter and all you do for me.
Know that I am here always by your side, even if rough roads that we are heading right now. But life must go on, and that is why I always told you that we are so much blessed in this world that we are still alive and we are still breathing in this world, and know that we are here and your daughter with us.
Sometimes it's about the attraction of differences, and other times it's more about men seeking women who are more traditional in the domestic sense. Women who prefer to take care of their men, while the man can be the man they feel they were raised to be. Nothing in life is absolute, but values, morals, mores, beliefs, attitudes do differ from culture to culture. What is acceptable in one culture might not be in another, like age gaps marriages. Here is one such marriage that works even under the duress of ill health. To judge this couple is to be close-minded. To know them is to appreciate the love they have for each other. We should hold back our prejudices and judgments and simply appreciate this love for what it is, unconditional love.
Guys, I wanted to say something. And you think about the girls in your country or the girls you're dating or whatever when I make this statement. When I was sick and I was in America and I told Ariel, I don't know if I'm gonna have money for my business anymore. And this is all going south and I don't know what I'm gonna do, hon. And she said, listen, Monty, you get yourself back here. We'll figure it out. I'll go work for a call center and I'll take care of us. I want you with us. Mm-hmm. Now, how many girls are gonna go out and work at a call center and make $200 a month to take care of you, working 12 hours a day? Not too many. That's real love.